Welcome to Overcaffeinated and Unfiltered, where the energy is high, the opinions are hotter, and nothing's off limits.
No scripts, no filters, just two generations with way too much caffeine.
So grab your favorite flavor and let's get into it. Pause. Welcome back. You guys just missed Amber trying to rush to her chair. We switched sides apparently.
Yeah, we did. I don't like it.
And she just bonked her elbow.
I also have to fix the screen because,
that's a little too high.
It's a little too high. There we go.
Enjoy that angle.
Oh. Hello.
Today I think is going to try to be aimed as a shorter episode as Amber doesn't feel too well with the cold and sinuses. And
yeah.
I'm a little sniffly too, so.
But we decided that, I am trying to say that we are a quarter way through the year since, the quarter ended on March 31st. And Trinity was like, since we're almost halfway through the year. And I was like,
2 months until we're halfway through. I did the math on my fingers.
We're still closer to the end of Q1 than we are the end of Q2. So, but we're just going to do a
little mental health check-in today.
Yeah, mental health check-in, vent sesh. What is dragging us down? You want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I don't want to go first.
Okay, I'll go first. So I am bummed that the weather has been great. We've been spending a ton of time outside because Charlotte's cheer season is over, which I thought I would miss. And unfiltered opinion, I don't miss it. We have open weekends now. We're not having to record her doing her routine 5 times and post it to Facebook by 5 p.m. on Sunday nights in a Facebook group. We're just getting to
practices.
She just gets to be a kid. I feel like she gets to be a kid right now. And life has slowed down, which I love. The weather's been great. We went to the park. She's been riding her bike. And then yesterday, her and myself both, our entire heads are just clogged. So last night, I really wanted to be outside because it was super nice. And I was like, we can't. Because why is it that the dandelions are everywhere? I even tried to Google it. I'm like, why? They're everywhere. People in different states are complaining about it on Reddit. They were trying to figure out, is there something happening that caused them?
Being attacked by dandelions.
When the cicadas were real big, and it's this every couple of years thing, there's cicadas.
Well, and now dandelions are
Now it's dandelions, and they're ginormously tall. So that is draining me. Work had also been draining. Not that it had been bad, but it was just, we're in the process of transitioning our CRM system, which I know means nothing to Trinity.
Or probably anybody watching.
So I'll explain it. So I work for a software company. Companies subscribe to use our software. And we had a platform where we kept all of the information, who the company was, who's the main point of contact, how much do they pay? What do they get with that? When do they renew? Do we send them an invoice? Do they pay by credit card? And it is synced with my email. So even all my emails pop up. So if I'm out on vacation and Taylor fills in on me, he's not just thrown into the wolves, he can see previous communication.
Mm-hmm.
So we were doing that all in one platform. And we have to move it to another platform. But a lot of it, I couldn't just do an easy, take it from here and put it here. And then, poof, magic, it happens. I was having to manually type it all in. So, it's super easy. I could just, copy it, but it's so time consuming and it's just so boring.
It's easy. It's just long.
And I had a deadline of getting it done by end of day tomorrow. And I finished it this morning.
Look at you.
So now,
overachiever.
Yeah, but the past 2 weeks, because I had 2 weeks to do it all, it was really draining me.
I get that.
And it's the end of the semester IUS, so all of my students are coming out of the woodwork.
Speaking of which, what was that certificate for?
Oh, I'll touch on that too, because that's kind of funny. But yeah, so it's the end of the semester, so now is the time that all of my students are going to email me and be like, I'm so sorry that I have not turned in the last 17 assignments. I have an F, but I really need to pass your class. And I'm like, it's literally the last week, and I'm sorry.
That's typically how that goes. They don't want to do anything all year or all semester.
But they want to pass.
But then they won't. But right whenever the end of the semester is approaching,
Yeah,
they don't realize it. They're like, oh, I gotta get my grade
up. And so that's happening. So my real job just had a lot of boring stuff going on, and I was having to do that project on top of my other stuff. We're also doing a big like price increase, so I'm having to email clients to be like, hey, our pricing has stayed the same for 5 years. We're
Not
increasing
anymore.
our price. So I have like a schedule to where I also have to send emails about that, plus this data project, plus my normal day-to-day. Normally my normal day-to-day takes up my everyday, and I had to like squeeze in 2 extra things that aren't regular things. And then clients are emailing back because they're like mad about the price increase. I'm gonna be like, how many times has Netflix raised your price? And y'all still got
Disney
Netflix.
Plus too, like it's been like crazy.
Yeah.
Like Julie canceled her subscription completely, and then whenever her daughter saw that they didn't have Disney Plus anymore, she asked her mom about it, and then she looked to go like resubscribe, and it had gone up like $80.
Well, on the subject of that, Casey and I were looking at it because Tanya, my sister, Trinity's aunt, had mentioned to me something about like Disney Plus and Hulu merged, and she's like, so I was like, because we were just talking about the price. I was like, yeah, we pay for Disney Plus, we pay for Hulu,
a lot of people.
We pay with whatever. And she's like, well, you shouldn't pay for Disney Plus and Hulu because they're the same now. And what I found out is that Casey had subscribed to Hulu.
You subscribed.
I had subscribed to Disney Plus. So we've been paying for both of them when we didn't need to. So I actually did consolidate all of that, and they also merged with HBO Max.
Yeah, because I say Hulu is also with HBO Max.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that you can't watch unless you also have the other subscription now.
Yeah, so I ended up getting on there and logging in, had Casey cancel his, and then through mine, we have like a bundle deal with all 3, and we went from paying $45 to like $29.
Just for the 3?
For those, yeah, as a bundle. And we get them without ads, whereas before we were paying for Disney Plus, no ads, because like my bougie 5-year-old wouldn't know what to do with ads.
No.
But like HBO Max and Hulu, we were paying for the with ads version because we're like, we can't do without ads on everything. But now we get without ads on all 3.
I need to tell Mom about that because our Disney and our Hulu, and then I don't think we pay for HBO Max right now, but I use like Colin's HBO Max, like I use theirs. But if we can just get them all 3 for cheap without ads, because our Hulu has ads,
it's annoying.
And it absolutely annoys me.
Yeah, $29. You can get all 3, no ads, and then so we have those, and then
Mom, I know you're not watching this, but
she's not. And then we have Netflix, which is $25.
That's not bad.
But yeah, so
that's like what, $50 a month for 4?
$55 for 4 TV channels because we canceled. We did have more. We canceled Paramount Plus
never has anything good
and Peacock. Yeah, I realized I was playing for Paramount Plus essentially for Charlotte to have Paw Patrol, and I was like, I ain't doing that no more. Sorry, no Paw Patrol.
Mm-mm.
She really only watches Disney Plus, so
yeah,
she likes the stupid zombies and Descendants right now.
Whenever Colin and I have a house, I think we're just gonna get like one of those Roku TVs with like the Roku remote, and then we don't need cable.
No, that's all we have is Roku TVs. Well, Connor actually, because most of our TVs are Roku TVs, so it's like built into it.
Yeah.
Connor's isn't, but he has like an old Apple TV thing plugged into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and our bedroom TV doesn't, but we bought the little Roku like thumb drive type HDMI.
One we have at church.
Yeah, like the little stick that plugs into the back. But yeah, so that's what's been draining me. Oh, but yesterday, so my award. So for those that don't know, I teach part-time at IU Southeast. Like in the fall, I teach a hybrid class. I'm on campus a little bit. In the spring, I teach a class that's fully online. I've taught for IUS since August of 2016. That's when I got my master's. I literally started teaching the week after I finished my master's program. So I've done it for 9 years.
I didn't realize it had been that long.
Yeah, so 9 years I've taught as an adjunct for IU Southeast. I got an email inviting me. Every year they have like IU Day, which is like across all the campuses, big celebration, IU Day. IUS does it for like a whole week long, but they had an employee celebration, an award ceremony, like luncheon yesterday. I get invited to it every year, but like IUS, like I teach one class there. It's not like I'm like a full-time professor, and I have a day job.
And you do it online.
Yeah, like
you don't do it like
I'm
in
not
person in a classroom.
Yeah, the one person class I have, it meets in person once a month, and it's an evening class, so I'm not like involved in like the campus life to speak, you know. But I got invited to the luncheon, and I do every year, and I just kind of ignored it because I'm like, oh, like I'm not going to drive to New Albany. And for those that don't know, it's like a 35-ish minute drive for me to get to IUS. I was like, I'm not driving 35 minutes there and then driving 35 minutes home and having to take off work from like my regular job to do that. But then I got a follow-up email that was like, hey, we really need your RSVP because you're being honored at the award ceremony. And I was like, oh, okay, that's never happened before. So I was like, yeah, I'll be there. That's fine. So I get there, and they're like giving out service awards based on like years of service, which I guess is their like nice way to say like years of employment. And I got presented with a 15-year service award, which would have been 2020. Actually 2019, because it was for the year 2024. So 15 years before 2024 would have been
well, you were in your master's program.
Yeah. Or 2009. It would have been 2009, right? I can't math. My head is stuffed up. Hold on.
Yeah, it would have been like 6.
Hold on. Calculator.
No, 5.
2024 minus 15 is 2009. Yes, my math is mathing today.
5.
Yeah, I was sitting in a classroom at IUS. Like, that was my sophomore year of my undergrad degree. I was like 20 years old. So I don't know where they got that I have 15 years of service to IUS.
You'll take it.
I just took the award. Like, there was like, it's not like there was no monetary thing. Like, it was literally, they gave me a piece of paper. And like, at this point I was like, I'm going to get somebody in trouble or embarrass somebody if I'm like, actually, this is wrong.
I was sitting in the classroom as a student.
Yeah.
At the time that you're saying I started here.
Yeah. Now, the only thing that I've like brainstormed to try to figure out like how this maybe happened is when I was a student, I was like a volunteer for what they called the Crimson Crew, which is like their version of like campus life. So like I would mentor new students. I gave like tours on campus to new students or showed them like the new residence halls that they built.
Maybe they had planned on wanting to bring you in for so long and they just included that.
And then immediately after graduation of my undergrad, when I was like working at the agency, I would come back to IUS and I'd either speak to like individual classes, I'd sit in and like judge like final presentations, because like the senior seminar class, you build your own little agency, essentially, like a marketing agency, and you put together a strategic communication plan for an actual small business in Southern Indiana. It's actually really cool. It's a really cool project. But at the end of every year, Professor Voigt has people from the community come in and like judge those. So like if you were Lazy Cow, shout out to Lazy Cow, love your ice cream. That's the company I'm shouting out today. Like if I owned Lazy Cow and the students had chosen my company, like I would sit there as a judge pretending to own Lazy Cow and say like, would I actually hire them to run my digital marketing or not? So anyway, I've always judged that. And then they also host an annual digital marketing conference that I've spoken at several times. So like maybe years of service, they're including like my years of volunteerism, even though those were unpaid. So maybe the 15 years is legit. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I got a little fancy piece of paper.
Colin's mom runs a second business I'll have to tell you about later.
Women leadership something.
The Women's Rocket.
Yeah, you told me about it before.
She does one very big event for it each year, and then she meets monthly, just to talk, get coffee and things like that. But at her conference, that's one that Colin just bartended at. He made over $300 in tips. They have like speakers that come in. They have like all different kinds of booths set up. They do snacks and dinner, and they always have that catered. Alcohol. And it's just like a big conference. I went last year. I helped. and I worked it, and it was really cool. I probably didn't understand and get as much out of it as you could as somebody who does work in IT and with like technology. Well,
okay, I'm like, I don't work in IT, but
you work with technology,
yes.
and that's what it's more targeted towards, is
Gotcha.
women who are working in these
industries.
Technology industry.
Okay.
I don't. Like,
No.
I mean, I use ChatGPT, that's about it.
Yeah.
And social media. But you might have to look into that. It's really cool. She does a really good job putting it together, but
yeah.
What's been draining me is...
Yeah, what's been draining you? And then we're going to get into what are we doing to help ourselves when we feel drained. But go ahead, what's draining you, Trinity?
Work, mostly. Well, I feel like I'm in a really, like, depressive rut. Like, I still feel like I have, like, the winter blues that I haven't been able to shake yet. Yeah. And it's not even winter anymore, but I just can't shake it. So I'm still in, like, this rut, and I feel like whenever I'm in this rut, it makes it hard for me to want to work. But I have to work, like, I have to be there, and it makes it really hard to want to be there. It makes it hard to be there. And then, I'm not gonna get into the depths, but just drama, I'm not saying where, but just drama takes it out of me, because if I already don't want to be there because I'm in a rut, but then there's drama,
well, then I'm definitely not. Where the drama is.
Well, then I'm just definitely not gonna want to be where the drama is. And then school, like, it's just like I'm finishing out the semester, so I'm just trying to finish that out strong. But it's just like the lack of motivation to do it, and like balance like work life with my home life. Like, literally, I got a text from an unknown number, probably a client. I'm off on Thursdays. Don't really want to respond to people when I'm off, but I feel, and it's definitely like a mindset thing. Like, I need to change it, but like, and I still have to respond. But like, whenever I'm off, whenever I'm at home, like, I'm at the salon, and if people text me, then that's fine. I'll text you back whenever I have the time, as long as I'm not with a client.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm done for the day, and I'm cleaning up, and I'm leaving, and I'm at home, or I'm wherever, I don't want to respond, because like at that point, like, I'm not working.
Yeah.
Like, just like somebody that works a 9 to 5, you wouldn't text them about their job or something you need them to do for you for work.
Oh, they would. They do.
5:30.
Taylor.
I didn't say it.
To be fair, my boss / coworker, I don't know. He lives in California, so like
his timing.
He forgets that when he texts me and it's like 5:30 here, it's like 2:30 for him. So for him, it's like middle of the afternoon, and then he'll text me and be like, "Hey, can you?" And I'm like, "I'm at cheer practice," and he's like, "Oh shit, I forgot it's 5:30 there." I'm like,
"Yeah,
I'm done for the day."
Like, I get that, but it's just like, I feel like in my industry,
you're like never off.
I'm never off, and people don't understand. There's a lot of things that people don't understand about the beauty industry, like, as far as, like, what is disrespectful. Like, not showing up to your appointment and letting me know in advance is disrespectful.
Yeah.
To my time, which is valuable.
Because you could have had someone else in your chair at that time.
Yeah.
Which would have been money in your pocket.
And people don't understand that texting me at 10:30 at night for a haircut 2 weeks from now is not okay.
And I'm just like, you have a link to like book online. Just book online.
Yes. And it's also like, I have a life, and I'm also 20 years old, and I feel like I do a decent job hustling and trying to be at work as much as possible. But I'm also young. Like, I'm gonna go on trips with my boyfriend, and I'm gonna have a life as well. But that's anybody. Like, that should be any age. Like, you have a life. Like, my life doesn't revolve around answering texts all the time.
No.
And I'm trying to set more boundaries, but then it's just like, how do I go about that with clients? Like, do I text everybody, hey, starting at 6:30. If you text me after 6:30, I'm not responding. That's my me time.
I mean, I wouldn't send it out, but just like start that. Like if someone texts you at 6:30, like just don't respond until the next day.
Yeah, and it's like if they're texting me at like 9 o'clock and they want an appointment for tomorrow and I can make that work, like obviously I'll respond to that. But if you're texting me for next week or for 2 to 3 days from now, like I'm just not gonna respond because it's starting to not drive, like they're not trying, like I know they're not trying to drive me crazy, and I'm not saying like that's driving me crazy, but it's really like affecting me mentally not having a balance in between work.
Yeah, and feeling like you're just always needing to like.
There's something that always needs to be something that I have to respond to, which is fine. Like I know that's part of my job. Like I'm not complaining, and I'm not saying I wouldn't change it for the world. That's in my job description.
But you just got to find a balance.
But there's just got to be a balance because I can't keep having people text me while I'm driving on the interstate and then I forget and then they blow up my phone because obviously they don't know that I'm driving on the interstate, but you know, I get home or I get to wherever I'm doing, I set my stuff down, I eat dinner, I forget, you know?
Yeah.
Forget that 30 minutes ago you sent me a text.
Maybe you just need to schedule like, I don't know, like times that you update appointments, like.
Because my lash tech was telling me that there's a client that wanted on her sister Lisa's books who owns the lash place. And she wasn't accepting any new clients at the time, and she didn't have that time slot available. And so like I guess somebody else like reached out to her. Like I don't know if it was my lash tech or somebody else, but somebody, or maybe it was Lisa. Maybe she did reach out and say, "Hey, I don't have that available, and I'm not accepting new clients because I'll be going out of town that day." And the client literally said, "How dare you take a vacation?"
I hope they meant it as a joke, but good Lord.
Like, we're people too.
Yeah.
We also have, I mean, I don't personally, but the stylists I work with, and plenty of stylists in the world, have kids.
Yeah.
Have husbands, have partners, have family, have so much going on.
Right.
That you don't know about.
Yeah, you don't just live at the salon.
And yeah, I don't live there.
You don't live at your work like I do.
Well, you chose that life.
Yeah.
But people forget, like, we're human too. And we also deserve breaks. And we also deserve to live our life. And there's just a lot of things that people don't understand. Or some people just don't feel, like, some people are just feel entitled to get in when they want, how they want, with who they want, what they want. And it's their time, not your time.
Right.
I've had clients that I've had to stop taking because it became too much of a, it's my time, not your time. And it's, as the client, like the client thinks that. And really it's the stylist's time that you're on. And it's their schedule you're on.
Or maybe like
I've had to stop texting people back because they felt entitled to text me a day before for multiple appointments at this time on this day, and that's the only thing that they could do. They couldn't work around that, but I didn't have that.
Yeah.
Or I've had a client get really crappy because they texted me on a Friday. I was out of town. I think I was in Nashville, wanting in the next day for 3 haircuts, all washed, styled, cut, blow dried. Well, Saturdays I normally don't work past 12 anyways, so the time that they wanted in wouldn't have worked because...
And you were in Nashville.
I'm not gonna work late, and I was in Nashville, and just very... I know tone could come across different in text, but it was just like, okay, enjoy your day off. I will, thank you.
Yeah.
And then their name in my phone is literally ignore.
Circling back though, one thing that might help, because like I'm all for like trying to figure out solutions. Like I love a good vent sesh. But I like to figure out, like, how can I help this so it's not something that I'm still, like, having event sesh over 3 months from now.
This has been an issue for, like, so long of me asking so many different people, like, how do you set that boundary for yourself? Because I'm even trying to work on, like, setting a boundary for my schedule. Like, in our industry, especially as a booth rent stylist, my schedule might not be 9 to 5, like a traditional job. I might be 9 to 3 on, like, Fridays, 9 to 3. So I have to set the boundary, too, of somebody who wants in at 3:30 on a Friday, trying to set the boundary of, I don't work.
Well, that's
past that
the
time.
solution that I was trying to share. That would also help with that, and then just people texting you, is when someone texts you to say, hey, can you cut my hair on the afternoon of May 13th? You should send something back that's along the lines of, like, yes, that should be fine. You can pick a time on that day that works for you. Here's my scheduling link. And that way, like, once they start using the link, like, hopefully they just start scheduling their own appointments, and then they're not constantly texting you when they need an appointment. But also, like, if 3:30 on Friday isn't on there to pick, it's a time you can't pick. Like, I have to do that at my work. Like, we use Calendly. It's kind of the same. But when clients, like, I get emails multiple times a day, like, hey, can we talk about this? Hey, can we meet this? And I'm just like, sure, pick a day and time that works best for you. Here's the link. And there's not this back and forth.
Like maybe have, like, ChatGPT come up with, like, an automated message that I just copy
and paste from, like, your notes app.
And then there you go.
Yes. And it's mindless.
Or, like even for whenever I'm out of town, like, being like, I'm going to be out from this day to this day, to send to people who are texting while I'm on vacation. Because obviously I could make a post on Facebook, but not all my clients follow me, so not everybody's going to see it. Or, like, a new client, like, whenever they're texting me on vacation, like, I'm telling you right now, vacation, I don't mess with. If I'm out of town,
you're gone.
I'm gone. I'm not responding. I'm not scheduling. You book on the app, I'm not even pressing the accept button. Like, that's my me time. And I can't dig into any more of my me time whenever I do get a chance to have a nice, relaxing trip. Because Colin and I don't normally take a ton of, like, trips, and next month we're going on one, and it's only, like, 3 nights, Thursday to Sunday. He's taking a half day, and I have a salon meeting that day, and then leaving from there. I'll answer on the car ride down, but once we get 30 minutes out from where we're gonna be, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because that's my me time. Like, I already sacrificed enough me time texting back on Saturdays, texting back on Sundays. And I can't.
Just turn your phone off.
I think one of the girls said she found a way to set up an automated message through her message app.
That's what I wondered
whenever
too.
She goes out of town. But I also don't think, she said maybe it didn't work.
Yeah.
Because I think she had somebody text her to test it, and it never, like,
sent. Yeah.
But I don't even care to just copy and paste something.
Yeah.
And send that. Like,
because then it's, like, mindless. It takes a couple seconds.
Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah.
I'll be back in the salon Monday. Any text will be responded to Monday.
Yeah, like, that's the difference with me, like, because I manage all of our clients, and it is, like, over, like, 275 people that are my clients.
Yeah, no.
But
I'm not there yet.
No, but my primary and only source of communication with clients is through email. So email makes it easy because you can put up an out of office and it automatically sends to them. So it's that, but figuring out how to do it with text messages. And I bet you can automate it. Or another thing I was sitting here wondering is, like, I have a number through work that's a Google Voice number. So it's free through Gmail, like Google essentially. And so it's a separate number than my personal cell phone. And when a client calls it, it'll ring on my computer, which is handy because that's what I work from. So I can answer the call through my computer, but it will also forward and ring on my phone, but it rings through the Google Voice app and not through, like, my phone app. So, like, that way, if someone calls me, I know that it's a work call and not, like, a personal call.
See, but I almost wonder if it's too late for that now, since this number has people.
You would have to like
business cards on.
That's true.
Facebook
so yeah, you don't want to do a different phone number at this point, but
because then it's like.
But yeah, we should use ChatGPT and come up with something like 2 automated messages.
One for like whenever I'm out of town, and then one for just
every day. Like,
every day.
There's a link. You can pick your day and time to book.
It's 8:30 at night. Your haircut for next week doesn't need to be discussed right now.
No, it doesn't. And then I was going to tell you too, like, because again, I love a good solution, and not with that. Like, I don't get like a ton of like, it's not people blowing up my phone with like text messages or phone calls. But, and I've brought this up on multiple episodes now, but I'm just really starting to feel strongly about my social media consumption and just how much time I spend on my phone. Because I've been paying closer attention to like Charlotte's screen time and how that impacts like her behavior.
Like the more she's on it, and then she turns into a gremlin.
Yeah, and I'm like, we're the same way. Like, there's all these studies on the impacts of like screens on like little kids' development, but I'm like, it has to have an impact on us too. So I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I noticed, like, I don't know, I just stumbled upon it. Actually, I remember what I did. I asked ChatGPT because I like podcasts, and then it sounds terrible because people would probably do this to us too. I'm really picky where if like someone recommends a podcast to me or I stumble upon it and I start listening to it and I don't like the sound of the person's voice, I can't listen to the podcast anymore.
I have one guy that I watch. He has a YouTube podcast, and he's just a very empowering man. But like the way his mindset is, and he always tells you like it's about.
Keep interrupting. Continue though.
It's about your mindset.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like if one person does you wrong once, you're done. And he just kind of changes your mindset to be more of like just a confident person that's not going to take disrespect, that's not going to take being walked all over. I do like his podcast. I need to get into.
Well, I'm going to send you an episode. It's 32. It's one episode. It's 32 minutes long.
Is it just on?
It's just on Apple Podcasts. But somehow I found it was through ChatGPT recommended it because I was like, I want podcasts that talk about, and I gave it like ideas, and then it recommended podcasts to me that it thought I should listen to. So I like searched them all, started listening to like an episode of each one, and this one has stuck with me. Now, what's sad to me, granted, she has over. Gosh, I think it told me that she has like 450 something episodes. So like she's got a ton.
So she's got a lot.
She's got a lot. And let me see.
That's a lot to catch up on. I'm gonna have to start from the newer one.
Newest. Oh no, it is. So I was sorting the opposite way. So it is. For some reason, I thought the podcast had ended, but no, she had a new episode from April 8th. So like it's still active. But she had one that was on like phone settings. I'm going to text you the link to it right now because I just copied it. And then that way I can see what the episode was called exactly. But the podcast is called The Purpose Show. And the episode, it's episode 24, Phone Settings for a Present Life. And it was an excellent episode. She like talks about like just the overconsumption of phones and taking social media detoxes and everything. And one of the things that she did, which I've started doing, because one of the excuses that I give myself really for being on the phone so much is like, what if something happened to one of my kids or like my mom or my dad and someone needed to get it? Like, that's why I always have my phone on me. Like, and that's one of the things that she talks about is like when she's at home, she doesn't just carry her phone around the house with her. And
I try to leave mine if I'm walking around the room, like the house in my room. So I'm not carrying it with me.
No, I am terrible about it. Like, I mean, it is right now, but
it's almost like a habit of you just pick it
like
up
it's
and you
always
go
in my
on
pocket
with your business.
And she has a dedicated place that when she's at home, her phone is there. Like she like treats it like it's the 90s. I want to be like the 1900s because I keep watching reels about like little kids being like, Mom, what was it like in the 1900s? But like when you had like a corded home phone, like you didn't carry that shit around with you.
No, I need Mom to reinforce that, okay, 8:30, your phone goes in the kitchen, not in your room.
Yeah, I need someone to do that for me too. But she talks about, like, you know, even my generation when we were younger, but especially like my parents' generation, like, you were not just accessible to everyone at every minute. Like, that was not a thing. Like, the technology for that did not exist.
And I almost missed my flip phone.
That time was not that long ago.
No, it's crazy.
Like, then, like, she goes on to like point out that, like, every minute that you're on your phone responding to a text message, responding to an email, scrolling social media, like, that's time that you're taking away from yourself, your spouse, your boyfriend, your kids, whatever. Like, that's time away from you and your family that you're just giving to this other person or this other thing that doesn't need it.
It's definitely gotten to the point where, like, if I'm hanging out with Colin and, like, we're just sitting downstairs, like, I'll just scroll.
Yeah.
And Colin will be like, you want to do something? You want to cuddle? You want to watch a movie? You want to do whatever? And I'll just be scrolling because I'm bored. Like, because we're not doing something in that moment. But then once I'm scrolling, like, now I don't want to break away from it.
It's like we're trained to not let ourselves just be bored. Like, I have it, so Trinity, which I was also going to touch on, that has been a huge help for me on, like, just motivation and doing things that I should do every day. That stupid Finch app with my little bird thing that I have to burp, I don't know, that I have to take care of every day. Like, I have it on there to where I do screen-free lunches, and that has been great. Like, and it took me a while. Like, the first time that I started doing it,
it's like a habit. Like,
it was like
get in the habit of
I just felt so uncomfortable. Like, I even went and sat on the back porch because the weather was nice. So I was like, well, at least then I can look outside. I can feel the breeze and everything. But it just, like, it felt, which then I was like, God, Amber, what is wrong with you? Like, I felt so uncomfortable eating without looking at something.
That's the worst part, is whenever you're eating and you feel the need to watch something while you're eating.
Yes.
But I feel awkward,
I don't need that.
I don't feel comfortable eating and not having something playing in front of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But how do I break that?
I had to go sit outside so I could at least, like, I don't know, watch for a bird or something. I don't know. But, so that app has helped me. Listening to that podcast helped. I have my phone going, like, do not disturb. I try to read more at night because, like, I'm in a book club, and there were a couple months where I, like, didn't finish the book, and I try to, like, make excuses for it and be like, well, Charlotte had 2 cheer competitions, and it's like, no, Amber, you laid in bed and you scrolled on Instagram reels for an hour every night. Like, in a month, like, that's 30 hours.
My room has gotten so out of control with clutter and just unnecessary things.
You want me to come over and help you purge it? I'm good. I love a good purge.
Like, I have a ton of clothes, and I don't necessarily mind having a lot of clothes because, like, I do go through them.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I don't have to do laundry as much. But I also notice there are a lot more things that I wear way more often than others. And so other things that I'm not wearing that often need to go.
Yeah, no,
or just random pieces of furniture
that you don't need.
That I don't need. I have
taking up space.
I have my desk, vanity, mixture, because I don't have a vanity. I just have a desk. And then I have my bed. And then I have, like, you know, like one of those floatable, like, by the couch tables.
Yeah.
I have one of those by my bed because my nightstand has, like, a bottom shelf. And so my vent's right there. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't use that because it blocks the airflow from the vent. So I had to get something more open. So that's, like, my nightstand. And then I have my dresser and a mirror.
Yeah.
And then I have a bookshelf. And then I have a shoe rack. And then I have a nightstand. And then I have a cart.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to keep my rolly cart and organize that. And maybe pull out my little 3-tier nasty drawer thing out from under my desk. And put the cart under there.
Let's do it.
But I think that also keeps me in a rut. It's because my room is not how I want it. But I don't have the motivation to do it myself.
Oh, I feel motivated. Like, I want to go do it right now.
We can totally.
You're like, let's go. Bye.
Bye. Okay. That is the end of the podcast for today. Fuck yo. I'm out.
But no, I will totally come over and help you. Especially because I think Charlotte and I were supposed to go camping this weekend, which I was excited about. But it's going to be rainy and stormy, so.
I have Jenna Burks.
Yeah.
Our cousin on Saturday for a highlight.
Okay.
So I don't know how long that will take. And there's something in Louisville Colin wants to go to.
Yeah, or maybe like Sunday after church or something.
What are you doing today?
Well, I mean, my kids are about to get off the bus, and then I have to pick up Charlotte, and then I have to feed my family, and then Charlotte has a volunteer thing for American Heritage Girls. What's your tomorrow look like? We'll figure that out after the podcast. But anyway, another thing that I was going to say that, like, oh, this is, Casey's like, I can't believe you did that. So I found this app. It's called Blank. Okay.
Blank?
Blank.
Like blank space.
And it dumbs down your phone. This is the home screen of my phone. So what you do, for the people who are watching this video, see? I have the weather,
Blank.
phone, text, email, tasks, which is like our work app. Chrome, like internet, Slack for work, podcast, my home calendar, my work calendar, because I keep them separate. So what it is they're iPhone widgets. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And what it is you build what you want on your widget. And then you also have the option to block apps. And you can either block them like all the time or you schedule it. So right now I have a schedule block on Facebook and Instagram because those are the only two social media apps that I have on my phone now. Mm-hmm. I got rid of everything else.
TikTok needs to be one because I'll scroll on that.
Yeah, I don't even have TikTok on my phone anymore. I deleted the app. I don't think I deleted my account, but the app's gone. I can't bring myself to get rid of Facebook and Instagram, but I have them on there. And from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., I cannot access those apps. I don't get notifications from them during those hours. So if I scroll like down on my phone, I can see. So I also have it's like an iPhone setting too, which I can show you about and I'll tell everybody. You can set iPhones up to like group apps together. And then it will send you schedule time. So I get like a morning, an afternoon, and an evening notification summary where it just has the notifications from those time frames and it sends you them at once. So instead of you getting them like instantaneously as they happen, I get one at like 8 a.m., I get one at lunchtime, and I get one when I'm out like off work. And that's it. So like during the day, I'm not constantly getting a notification from shop.com, Amazon, WDRB, like whatever. And it just comes into a summary. But then look, if I go, so this is like just a widget on my home screen. So it's just two widgets and I can open those apps. If I scroll over, like I see all of my apps, like they're not gone or anything, but you can see that Facebook and Instagram are grayed out. Mm-hmm. And if I try to click on one, it tells me the app is locked.
I need to do that for nighttime because that's whenever I'm really active because my brain will be active, but my body will be tired.
Yeah.
But then I'll just keep scrolling until I'm finally tired.
But you can choose. I have it set. Like it's an option in there. I have it to where I can complete a breathing exercise to unlock the app. So so if I say unlock, it's then going to take me into the app and it's going to prepare me to do a breathing exercise and I have to inhale.
And then you have to do that in order to access.
Yeah. And just because it gives you a moment to like pause and be like, am I doing this like mindlessly, like aimlessly, not meaning to? And then it says, do you still want to unlock Facebook? Yes or no? I can click yes, and then it will let me unlock it for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 20. And that's all I get. So I can do like 5 minutes. It'll say, okay, Facebook is unlocked for 5 minutes. You can go back and use it now. And now Facebook's unlocked and I can look at it. So if it is like a slower afternoon at work and I just want to check on something, like I can. But it also, like, it gets rid, like, during that time, I don't get any Facebook or Instagram notifications about so-and-so posted a photo, so-and-so followed you, you have a friend request, like, none of that. It's all hidden. And it has been great for, like, limiting my screen time and also just making me feel, like, I don't know, like, calmer. But there's this phone out there called the Light phone, which I've looked at before. And, like, one, they're a little pricey, and two, like, I have an iPhone. But they're like super dumbed down, but that's what it looks like. Like the Light phone, I think, has like phone, text messages,
just like how it would be on like your old flip phone.
Yes,
like phone messages.
So it's like I turned my iPhone into a Light phone. I've only had this for like I just found this app like maybe 3 days ago. But, and I have like,
I don't know that I could be as strict on like my social media as you are, considering I have to post it to market.
Yeah.
But at night, especially, is a big one.
Yeah, you could block it just at night.
I will scroll there. I will scroll on there for 5 hours, go to bed at 3 a.m. because I'm finally tired. You on your friend chat?
What?
You're on your friend chat?
I am on my FinChat. I forgot to mark something as done, and now he can go on his little quest for the day.
So, do we feel like there's anything else that needs to be addressed for today's episode?
No, I would just say, like, as far as, like, self-care goes, if you just feel yourself in a rut like Trinity does, like, maybe refresh something. Like, we're in a find time to, like, give her room a little refresh.
Maybe rearrange a few things.
Yeah, put a little pep in your step. Like, I did this the other day. So before we had Easter here with Casey's family, and I was also just feeling kind of like in a rut. I wanted fresh air, like whatever. So I ended up, like, I find random things to clean. Like, I am not good at keeping my house clean. Casey touched on that. I pay Trinity to clean it, except now I'm paying Ashton to clean it instead of Trinity. But I, like, went through and vacuumed all of our window screens. That is a really random thing to, like, deep clean. Yeah, I deep clean the window screens like that, and the window sills so I could open the windows. And, like, we just had the, like, curtains thrown open. The windows were open. Fresh air was coming in. Probably also why I'm all congested, but it was lovely. So, like, if you're feeling in a rut, get some fresh air.
You might need, like, a real plant.
Maybe, improve the air.
Yeah.
Refresh something, move some stuff around. Or if you just feel like really
just get rid of shit.
Yeah. Or if you feel like you're like anxious and just always on and that there's always something happening on your phone, like stealing your time, try the Blank app, try the Finch app, like the little self-care verb or whatever he is.
You guys what it looks like.
He's so cute. But yeah, I knew that I had to do something with my phone. This is like embarrassing almost to admit, but the other day, which granted, like sometimes she's just a little much. Like Charlotte is always trying to put on a show, and it's always like, "Mommy, watch my cat show, watch my whatever," and I have to like,
very into that right now.
She is like, she will wrap up her own toys in blankets and then pretend like she is making like she's in a YouTube video, like unboxing like a mystery, and she's always like, "It's a super rare," or whatever. So I was like, she was doing one of her like unboxing this cat stuffed animal for the millionth time. It's a super rare YouTube video with no YouTube. Like she's not recording it or anything. Like
she just
have to pretend like I'm watching it. And I was, but I mean, I had watched it already and she's doing it again. And I was just like aimless. And she goes, "Mommy, why are you looking at your phone and not looking at me?" And I was like, stab me in the heart. And I want to be like, because I've already seen this show 50 million times. But I was like, "You're right, I'm sorry," and I put my phone away. So that's why I'm trying to put my phone up. Like,
your 6-year-old,
she did.
Can't really say that.
I know, I can't, but it did. Like, if it was something important, I'm like, I'm sure there has been times when we were supposed to be snuggling watching a movie together, and I was like scrolling my phone instead of paying attention to her, or like actually like mindfully spending time with her.
Whenever I'm just scrolling on my phone, Connor will be like, "Why don't you love me? Pay attention to me."
Yeah.
And it's because, like, I'm just sitting there, like, doom scrolling on my phone.
Yeah.
Doing nothing, and he's sitting there, and he wants to do something. He wants to talk to me about something, but
you're just doom scrolling. And I know you don't have one, but, like, I've always made excuses, too. Like I mentioned, I'm like, "Oh, well, what if something happened to one of my kids or my parents and they need to call me?" I have an Apple Watch. Like, if someone tries to call me, this dumb thing's going to ring, too. Like, I don't have to have this on me at all times. And the podcast episode that I'll share with you, she has a solution for that too. That's not the Apple Watch, because I don't know if she has one or not, but that's not what she mentioned. But like her phone is always like the ringer is on.
Mine's always off.
Yeah, mine is too. But she said even if you're someone who has your ringer off, I guess you can go into settings for individual contacts and like make it so that like they always ring and make their ringtone different. So like her husband. If her husband,
so you know who it is.
You know who it is who's calling by the sound. You don't have to have it on you all the time.
So that way, if you're getting just a scam call, you know by the ringtone, it ain't important.
Yeah, like her husband.
Or if it is ringing, because you set everything else to not ring. But these people, like if my mom's calling me,
you know,
then I
it's
know
important.
Like that's
you need
important
to answer
and
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wonder, now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if you could do that with text messages.
I feel like it probably the settings should be similar.
Because then you can have it so that like if it's someone like your mom, your dad, me, like your phone best friend.
You're one of me. I think you're one of my emergency contacts.
Yeah, that their phone calls and their text messages alert you, but the others don't. So anyway, play around with your phone settings. Don't feel like you are just like prisoner to your phone. Think back to the early 1900s. The late 1900s, when we didn't have iPhones and smartphones and all that. Like, people couldn't call and text you whenever they wanted. Like, they had to leave you a message on your answering machine, and it might be the next day before you called them back. Like, she also said, and it gave me, like, I was like, whoo, girl. Like, she's like, and not every text message needs a response. She's like, if someone...
Just put a thumbs up. That's what I
No, like, she said, like, and I have a real life situation that I'm not going to talk about on the podcast. But, like, if there's someone out there who is, like, texting you, wanting to hang out, wanting to do something, and you're like, I really just don't want to hang out with them. I don't, like, she's like, you don't have to respond. Like, you don't owe them a response. Just don't respond. And I'm like, why did I never think of that?
That's what I told Ashton about
someone else. Yeah. I'm like, that's good advice. Just, you don't have to respond. You don't have to.
No, and there are some things that I don't, like, I feel like need me to, like, confirm that I've read this.
Yeah.
But I'm not responding, so I will, like,
just give it a thumbs up.
The thumbs up.
Yeah, I do that to Casey all the time, just because I have read receipts turned off, too, because that's another thing that gets to me, which goes back to this. Like, why do people feel like they're entitled?
Because I don't want my clients seeing that I've read it, and I don't get back to them for 3 hours.
Because I had someone, whose name I won't mention, that used to do that all the time, where they would text me something, and I would read it, and then they would text back, like, within minutes, and be like, I know that you read that, why haven't you answered me? And I'm like, bitch, you're not entitled to my time. So I don't have read receipts on for anybody. They're all off.
Yeah, I need
everybody.
to turn that off.
Nobody gets them. Nope.
Just take care of yourself. At the end of the day, nothing outweighs you.
Spring is here. The weather is nice. Hopefully we all start feeling better out of the winter blues.
Yeah.
But I think we keep saying we're going to have short episodes, and we never do. This one is 52 minutes long, Trinity.
This is what happens whenever you put two yappers in a room together.
Yeah, this is why we can't have, like, unplanned episodes. Like, she showed up at my house, and we're like, what are we going to talk about? I'm like, let's just have a vent sesh. Like, let's just vent. And we have for an hour now. So we're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to find time to clean your room.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bye, friends.
Bye.